What is going on, guys? The Inside the Boot podcast, and today breaking down the Yankees' first two games against the Cleveland Guardians in the ALCS. The Yankees lead 2-0, and we head to Cleveland up 2-0. Two more wins, and the Yankees are in the World Series for the first time since '09. And my goodness, the vibes are high. The Bronx was rocking. They was rocking. Cleveland shivering their boots in the infield. They can't get a ground ball. They can't catch a fly ball in the infield. They can't do anything. They went into the Bronx scared. They knew it was coming. They knew the Bronx was going to be lighting up. They knew the place. When Aaron Judge hit that game, that 2-run shot, they knew that now that guy woke up. So now Aaron Judge has welcomed himself to the series. And now the Yankees go into their place trying to end the series in Cleveland. And I'm not trying to sound cocky at all. I'm not. But the Yankees have a real chance to not have to go back to the Bronx to play a Game 5. Am I crazy to say that? And I was watching the game with a few buddies last night, and I actually brought it up. Is that this game, this series, it doesn't give me ALCS vibes. It doesn't. In my opinion, it does not give me ALCS vibes because of the fact that the Cleveland Guardians are not very good. They're not very good at they're not fielding good. They had to go to the bullpen in the second inning to in game 2. Carlos Rodon pitched his best game of the playoffs in game 1. He said he had to set the tone and 9 strikeouts, 9 punch-outs for Carlos Rodon, and that's what's going to get it done. Okay? Carlos Rodon was great. The bullpen has been unbelievable. Luke Weaver finally allowed a run. He's like, okay, Jose, here's your only chance to hit a home run tonight. And he hits a home run off a changeup. But other than that, Luke Weaver has been stellar. This is a fun team. Everyone's contributing. Everyone. Everybody. Okay? And I know everyone's going to say, Vin, Austin Wells hasn't been contributing. Jazz Chisholm hasn't been contributing. Alright. Let's have positive vibes. And I'll tell you why Austin Wells is still in the lineup. Now, I'll say this. I don't really love him in the cleanup spot right now. I think that's fair to say. He hasn't been good. He's batting under 100, I believe, in the cleanup spot in the postseason. So, that's a legitimate argument. But I don't think we're going to see Jose Trevino in the catching role. I don't think we're going to see that. Now, maybe, but everything's working. So I don't really understand why change it now if you haven't changed it earlier in the Kansas City series. Now, I think Austin Wells should be moved down. I think that's definitely a possibility. And I think they move Rizzo to the cleanup spot. I think that would be awesome. But I'm still liking what Austin Wells is doing. Not with the bat, but with the defensive play. You know, he's calling a good game with Rodon. Garrett Cole got into some trouble. But overall, the pitching has been spectacular. And I think Austin Wells has to do with it. I do. I think Austin Wells has to do with the pitching and how the Yankees are doing. He's calling a good game. And I know there's this argument that, hey, Jose Trevino can do that. No. I'm not saying he can't. But if you look at it from a manager's perspective, Austin Wells is a lefty. Okay? When Stephen Voigt has to go to the bullpen and has to game plan, and he has multiple righties in a lineup, then he could just go to a righty, right? But if you have righty, lefty, righty, then it's like you have to make a gamble that the lefty's going to have to get some outs or the righty is going to have to get some outs. We haven't had to see Emmanuel Clase. That's probably one of the big takeaways I've had through these two games. Emmanuel Clase is gross. You haven't had to see him. Now, I think with how this series has been going, we might start to see him in like a 6th, 7th inning role to stop the Yankees if it's a one-run game. I think that's very real, and I think that could happen in games 3 and 4. I think that can happen. Now, getting back to Austin Wells and the Jose Trevino argument, I understand fans can be frustrated with Austin Wells. I can understand that. I can totally understand that. But, like, my question to you is why change things when things are going well, right? We haven't seen any maneuver in the lineup. And I don't think Aaron Boone's going to do that at all unless we somehow see the Cleveland Guardians come back in this series. Which, quite honestly, I don't know if I see that happening. Just because of how overpowered the Yankees bullpen is. The starting rotation has been great. You got Clark Schmidt for Game 3. Luis Gil's debut. So much is going right for the Yankees. So much. And now, another thing I brought up with my buddies is the Yankees haven't really had to deal with any adversity. Right? Like, they haven't had a comeback from 3 down runs. Or 2 down runs, really. They've been controlling both series pretty easily. So, we'll see how that transpires. Whether it's in the ALCS or if they make it to the World Series. But I think it's definitely true that the Yankees have had a easy path. Now, there's no real easy path to the playoffs because anything can happen in the playoffs. We know that for sure. We probably didn't see, if we're being honest, we probably expected the Baltimore Orioles or the Houston Astros to be playing the Yankees in the ALCS. I think many baseball fans probably had the Yankees to go to the ALCS. But, man, it's fun. It's really fun to be a New York fan. Mets are playing great. Yankees are playing great. Man. But it's been fun. Been very fun to watch. And I think for the Yankees standpoint going forward, of like our keys to victory, our keys to maybe getting a sweep, or at least splitting and going up 3-1 heading back to the Bronx, is just keep hitting. Keep making these pitchers pitch. Because the Yankees are really, really making it difficult for these Cleveland pitchers. I think that's very fair to say. And I think another thing that makes the Yankees special is the fans. The fans in the Yankee Stadium were rallying. Any moment, any ball call, any throw over to first, they're yelling, boo, 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 boo. They're talking smack. You're doing the little thing to little Josh Naylor. Yankee fans are lunatics. I saw someone say that on MLB Network. It's true. The Yankees, it's like a Bronx Zoo. It's like a Bronx Zoo in that place. You got the roll call, Aaron Judge, Aaron. You don't get that in Progressive Field. You don't get that in Minute Maid where the Astros play. You don't get that in Camden Yards. You don't get that in Citi Field. You don't get that in Dodger Stadium. That's why it's special to wear the pinstripes. It's an honor. Like what Juan Soto says, who's having a great series. It's an honor. Now, for the Yankees standpoint, Gotta keep kicking ass. That's the bottom line. Good, great teams, championship teams, put teams away. They don't let them off the hook. Okay? They take them, put them on the leash, and keep them. Okay? Now, if you're a Guardians fan, you're probably pretty darn nervous. Because Clark Schmidt's a good pitcher, and Luis Hill, you're getting a lot of fastballs, a lot of high heat, different type of arm angle. I think that's what makes Tim Hill special. He's got that weird, he's got that weird arm angle. Tommy Kahnle's been good. Luke Weaves, great. I mean, like, where's the negatives, really? I mean, I guess Austin Wells. I guess. If you want to rat him out. Stanton was hitting the ball well in Game 2. He hit a home run in Game 1. I mean, this is what is going to make the Yankees successful. We've looked at previous playoff teams. If Aaron Judge wasn't going, nobody was going. But now everybody's lifting Aaron Judge up. And now, Judge hits a home run. And now, it's like, if you're Cleveland, like, oh no. Did this guy all of a sudden wake up? And now he's going to have a stud postseason? It could happen. Aaron Judge could just go on a tear. He could just go off. We don't know. We don't really know. But we know that Aaron Judge does hit home runs in the postseason. We just don't know when. That's the thing about Aaron Judge. Like, he could bat 125 the entire postseason. But there's always those 1 or 2 home runs where you get out of your seat and you're like, this guy's back. Aaron Judge is a special player regardless. He breaks records. He hits the piss out of the ball. Plays amazing defense in center. Lots going right for the Yankees, but big win, big 2 wins. Garrett Cole was great for the most part. Not many strikeouts. Got into some jams, but I thought his start was fine. I wasn't really too worried with him. Carlos Rodon was great. Rizzo's back. He's been awesome. Anthony Volpe's been getting on base a ton. Batting average might not show that, but the on-base percentage must be high. But I think if you're Cleveland, you literally have to win 2 games. Like, you have to go back to the Bronx at 2-2. Because if you go down 3-1, your season's probably over in 5. I'll tell you that right now. If you're Cleveland, you got to reverse sweep it in Progressive Field. You got to change the page. And then you got to get Yankee fans on your heels. Which is probably honestly when the Yankees do best, so you're probably in a lose-lose situation. If I'm being honest. Whether the Yankees are up 2-0 in the series or down 0-2 in the series, Yankee Stadium's still going to be rocking. It's still going to be rocking because that's passionate fans. Now, I'm not saying Cleveland doesn't have passionate fans, but they're not like Yankee fans. They're not. But I guess to wrap it up, not much change in the lineup. I think you move Wells down to like the... I think I had like an ideal lineup. Like it was like Judge... No. It was Torres, Soto, Judge. That's your 1, 2, 3. And then you go Rizzo to get a lefty in there to go to the righty, lefty, righty. So then you go Rizzo, Stanton. I think you put Jazz in the 6th spot. I think... Like, then it's like an interesting situation with Volpe. But I think it could be like a Jazz, then Verdugo. And then have Volpe at 8. And then, I mean, like, that's when it gets tricky. It's like, where do you put Volpe? Because if you put up 3 straight lefties, makes an easier matchup for Stephen Vogt to pitch around that. So I think Jazz in the 6th spot. and then maybe Volpe 7, then Wells, Verdugo. I don't think Wells is going to bat ninth. I think he's going to bat either 7th or 8th. But yeah, good series so far for the Yankees. They're up 2-0. Vibes are high. Yankees on top. And of course, Giancarlo Stanton is a fucking beast. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Of course, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. On the road to 300 subscribers. You guys have been killing it recently. We're at 253. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. And let's go, Yanks.